Sarah Fay, and I'm here at the AdTech Chairman's reception with Alan Cohen. Alan was formerly a big media exec. He was the president of Initiative, and he was CEO of OMD, so working at some of the biggest media agencies and holding companies in the world. And today, he is an entrepreneur who has started a new kind of agency called Giant Spoon, which is taking another approach to redefining media. Alan, can you talk about sort of the different approach you're taking?
Yeah, we kind of think that all the agencies that are out there, as the consumer's time has become more fragmented, and as the ad agencies are becoming more fragmented, that we found a white space that was really about developing these creative ideas and thinking and strategy to kind of help the marketing people brief all the agencies and all their internal constituencies.
Right, because there's a lot of fragmentation. I mean, clients now are dealing with multiple agencies. How many agencies, for instance, do some of the divisions of GE that you work with?
GE is probably a good example of having maybe 12 key agencies, and I think that that's not a large number compared to some of the other companies we work with. I mean, I think that a lot of these agencies are kind of being hired because if they have good people, they get on the roster, and a lot of the other clients that we work with have multiple agencies, and they all kind of think that, well, we don't know if we need them all, but we like the thinking that we get from them all. But I would say that it also requires a certain kind of client to manage all those agencies. You know, GE has to have a monthly meeting with all of them, for example.
So if I had to describe Giant Spoon too, you know, you guys understand data, but a lot of your work really boils down to insights and developing a big idea. Is that not right?
I think that's true. I think we use data like from a number of sources to kind of develop those insights, so they're not. I think we use data at the front end to kind of develop the ideas, and then also in the measurement at the end. But it is really a creative ideation company at its core. I'd say, if you asked to describe it, I would say marketing innovation company. How to connect brands with consumers in unique ways to break through the clutter.
So Alan was a keynote speaker today at AdTech, and the topic was talking about what are the big issues for CMOs. What does today's CMO really have to care about? And what are you seeing out there? I know you talk to a lot of CMOs, Alan. I know that's your primary client. What do they say to you? What's their big problem they need to solve?
Well, I mean, the good news for the people in marketing or grew up in marketing like me, I was a client and moved to the agency side, I think is that the emphasis on the CMO, they have one of the most important jobs in the company, and they have taken on the additional responsibilities of having to know about technology and having to advise their companies on how to sell more products. And the job has become more important, much more difficult. But if you're a curious person and you want to know about what the world is becoming and how to connect with, say, millennials, you know, then you do a lot of homework, and they're different. It's a different mentality than the people that have been there for a long time.
So what's got you excited? I mean, is there anything that you're looking at? Is it in the social space? Is it in content marketing? Like, is there anything in particular that you're like, okay, this is media and we're sinking our teeth into this?
I think that we do look at a lot of stuff as we consider almost everything media. One of the things that we talk to the advertisers when we're doing new business pitches is that everything is media today. Whether it was like the Warner Brothers deal I did at Omnicom, with Warby Parker, you know, to do a special Superman and Lois Lane glasses. I mean, it really is, it's media. Any kind of consumer touch point we think of as media. So I think that I often bucket a lot of the thinking that we do into content, digital, and technology, and that's kind of the three categories of the ideas that I spoke about today, with the Uber amplification of a traditional ad campaign, the Oculus Rift tour, live event experiential tour that we did for NBC, and then I would say then the third one was really more like using the media partners for digital to create content in a different kind of way for some of the advertisers. So just putting a new lens on it.
Putting a new lens on it. You know, Alan Cohen, he's had a ton of success and then was at the top of the heap in the traditional media space, and now he is redefining what media should be and taking a completely different approach and starting over again to a certain degree and taking it from a different angle. And I think that's exciting. Thank you so much for joining us here.
Thanks so much. Thanks for having me.